Calum, competent performance.
Yeah, pleased, very pleased with the result. A team that were above us at 3 p.m. We've been good in these type of games against the sides at the top end of the division. So really pleased that we're able to get the result first and foremost. Performance, not quite identical, but very similar to 7 days ago. It is, we scored a first, we scored a second, and we scored a third. So very pleased for the players, for reasons that I talk about most weeks. And very pleased for the supporters, particularly the ones that will have been on the road Tuesday night at Peterborough Sports and perhaps not seen the result that they would have enjoyed. Very pleased all round.
And of course other results have gone your way, so I mean you've nudged up a little bit in the table. And I know it's not until the end of the season.
Don't care about other teams. We have a points target. If you get, for me, just north of 70 points, you're probably guaranteed a playoff position. That's going to be the first target. For us to have got to 54, probably safe now. But we're in a position where we can look at the next one and the next one, and we just got to keep building. So for us, we'll probably need those 17, 18 points working towards, but to sort of have that points target now be less than 20 is important. Feels important anyway, sort of visually. But very pleased with the performance. I think we've seen a real uplift in performances for a period of time now, with a little dip off at Buxton when we don't really create enough for the ball that we had. But we were good in our own way on Tuesday. We were good last Saturday. So very pleased with that. And you've seen just different ways of doing things, of whether we've been back three or back four. You can just start to see some stuff of the identity of this team has always been to run. That's always been what we've been, and we're mobile and we're aggressive and we're 100% as all the stuff that I as a supporter would demand. What you're starting to see is we're miles better from restart opportunities. So rather than, it's a very British thing to want to kick the ball to their biggest player on the 6-yard box, but you look at the opportunities and the phases of play that we're able to develop. You look at out of possession, how we've been able to be better in a full press. I think that's where we struggled last season, that we weren't in a position where we could be really aggressive and try and win the ball high up the pitch. We were a really good counter-attacking team. So you've just seen improvement in the performances. But it's results, and today we've got the result. It makes Saturday better, makes Saturday evening better, and maybe even a Sunday morning coffee as well.
The units did well. Defensive unit, midfield, strike force. Every unit did well today, didn't they, as such?
Yeah, we had some decisions because we've had a run of home games, I would say, against teams where you'd expect us to have a lot of the ball, you'd expect us to naturally have territory, and I felt with a 4-man midfield, a back four and a front two, perhaps we haven't created as much. This level is narrow. It's not the Premier League, it's not what you'll see on Match of the Day, so you have to make sure that you're playing your own level and your own sport before you get carried away. So we had some decisions in the week as to, well, do we continue with what's been a fairly solid set of performances at home, or do you react to the opposition? I thought they'd set up that way, and I thought they'd change. I thought we were able to react to them going to a back three and a front two quite comfortably, because we've done a lot of work on it in the week about what will happen if we end up with an extra midfielder. Whereas to start with, we're playing against the 4-5-1, and early goals important. Thought we had quality. Thought we were front two, retain possession, really dynamic midfield. You have the obvious quality, but covered a lot of ground as well, and a back line that can do the basics first, the non-negotiables, can win 1v1 duels, decent size in terms of height across the back four, and a really good blend. And that's always been the challenge all season, of being able to make decisions rather than have decisions made for you around availability. We've always been better, but you know what there is here around a group of players, of real hard workers. I get to see it, and it's one thing me being able to say it on days like today. You're able to see that and sort of evidence it. They're just desperate to do well for the football club, and it doesn't always happen, and that's hard. And as a group, we speak about it in the changing room. I've seen this week of really good performance last Saturday, frustrating evening on Tuesday for stuff outside of our control, and then to see them get the rewards, really pleased for them.
You brought Ben Tollett in yesterday, and he had an excellent little 30-minute cameo.
Yeah, really pleased to get him in. I don't ever want to be a manager that is a bit of a kid in a sweet shop for signing players. I think it can be really easy, because everyone likes new things, don't they? Everyone likes new things, and you go and you buy that car and think that's shiny, and then you get it home and it's a Nissan Micra and it's got a flat tyre and the exhaust gone quite quickly. We want to do our due diligence. I think at times this year we've been forced to be really reactive in the market, but what we basically identified as a club, and the board have been quite supportive of that as well, is probably a month ago sort of went, well, what do we need to add? And I've talked about positionally, when you look at our squad, everyone wants a goal scorer all the time, and then everyone wants another one. And then
They're like hen's teeth, aren't they?
I've got no idea what that means. You then look and go, when you have two, you want three, and you'll never turn down goal scorers. We are recruited to our model of what we want to be, a blend of top young players that are assets, a core of experienced players that are among the best in the division. You can't necessarily be a team that can come and dominate the ball the way we did today and the way we did last Saturday at Banbury, and at the same time be really equipped to physically dominate Peterborough Sports. So you have to be really true to yourselves about what you're recruiting. What we've identified is when we can improve the group with experience, pedigree, we were going to be in a position to do that, and Ben ticks all those boxes. He really wanted to come here, really enjoyed the conversations I had with him. He's a player that shouldn't be playing at this level, but he's ours between now and the end of the season. That's the type of player, if we do sign any, that we'll do again between now and the end of the season, because I think when you're able to do players of that pedigree, you see players respond and see the ambition of what we're trying to do. So you can sign 6 and get really excited and everyone can tease it. I don't believe in that. I believe in improving the group, and we've had the opportunity to, we've done it, and I thought it was terrific for those 30 minutes.
You've raised the next question. Will it be anybody else coming in?
It have to be the right profile. So we I say that a lot, don't I, about profile. I would say you look at our group and there isn't obvious shortcomings. Of course you want to improve, but you don't go, like, the goalkeeper's been brilliant. The goalkeeper's been absolutely phenomenal all season, and I love him. I don't tell him that enough. I absolutely love him. I think he's been brilliant. And then you go, we've got good centre-half options, particularly now we've been able to drop Kevin Roberts back there. You have Matty Williams, Harrison Burke, that can play pretty much anywhere across the back 4 in a 5.
Liam when he's fit.
You have absolutely Liam Edwards, who I've always described as one of the best in the division. And then you go midfield, you want different profiles of, you want to be robust, you want to be able to dominate the ball, do you want players that can play this side of the midfield, can play behind the opposition midfield. You want full-backs and wing-backs, and you want defensive full-backs and full-backs that can attack. And we've pretty much got that, and we have probably more numbers than I make out. But when the opportunity comes to improve the group with, first and foremost, ability, secondly, experience that can add to the individuals and add to the collective around the group, we'll do it. And that's why we might have done business with players out previously, to put us in a position that when Ben Sollitt became available, we were able to do it. And that's, I believe, you have to manage the budget. I see it here as when we want to spend £1, we need to get £2 worth of value, and we've got to be sure we get it right. You won't always do that, and I certainly haven't always got them right. But I believe when players like that become available with 10 weeks left of the season, to see his enthusiasm today and how much he wants to be here, if another player like that becomes available with that sort of pedigree, we're not going to do it, are we?
Calum, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you.
All good.